What's up, guys? Today I want to learn session view. Up until now, when I was DJing and making mashups, I was only using arrangement view for the past 3 or 4 years. And if you're gonna use arrangement view, you might as well be using any other DAW. Session view is what really sets Ableton apart because it is geared towards live performance. It allows you to set up clips and trigger them during your performance. And it's just an awesome view. And I want to give you guys an overview today as I learn it myself. So session view is the view you see when you first open up Ableton. In the vertical columns, there's a bunch of tracks. So this one's for piano, this one's for vox chops. Each of the horizontal rows is called a scene. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of the little squares here is a clip. I can drag a clip on from anywhere. So if I want to throw a drum loop on here, I can drag it right from the sample pack and into a drum loop clip. Every single clip has its own record button if there's nothing on there. So if I hit record on here, I can go. Let me actually drag that back here. And then, yeah. And that'll just keep on looping. And you can stop it by pressing the stop down here. And this global stop button actually will stop all of the clips that are playing. If I have multiple clips on here and I don't want to go find the individual stop button for that clip that's playing, I can just click the stop button right here and all the clips will stop. One thing to note, however, is that each of the vertical columns, there can only be one clip playing at any single time. However, in the rows, which are actually called scenes, everything that's on there will play together when you actually click play on the scene. So if I click and you stop the scene much in the same way, right here there's a stop button and that stops the current scene. If I play this drum loop, you can see this pie chart right here that's spinning and letting you know that it's a loop. As the pie chart is filling up and emptying out, it tells you the progress of the loop. Session view is also a great place to mix levels. All of your volume knobs are right here. You can also turn on clips, turn off clips, arm clips. You can solo clips. You can also use the return tracks. So these are the sends to the return track. So if I boost this A, I can add reverb because that A is mapped to this return track. You can also affect a lot of other parameters, so you can change the audio inputs, the audio outputs. Big reason for using session view is for performances. That's why you have these clips. So if you have MIDI controller, like a push 2 for example, or any sort of MIDI controller, you can actually map MIDI keys to these specific play buttons and you can trigger them. You can also drag clips between session view and arrangement view by taking it right here, dragging it over these 3 dots where the 3 horizontal lines represent arrangement view and the 3 vertical lines represent session view. You can drag it through to arrangement view and you can drop it right in there. And then you can repeat it or whatever, but it's also important to note that when session view is activated, arrangement view is off. Playing these won't do anything. It won't play any sound unless you deactivate session view by clicking on this little arrow over here, at which point it'll actually play the clips that are in there. If you go back and you actually play anything from session view again, that'll once again become deactivated over here. So, as you can see, you have to click on it again in order to deactivate session view and move to arranger view again. Well, that's a pretty quick overview of session view. So I hope that was helpful as a little introduction. Just got in from the freezing cold. I was down in DC for an event called Beats and Beans. That's an event run by one of my friends named Kokai, who's a DC-based rapper that's really involved with community and creative development. So he runs this monthly discussion where the beats is that he talks to musicians and creatives, and the beans is coffee beans, because he usually runs these in coffee shops because that's where a lot of his own creative process takes place. He basically talks to these creatives about their influences, their inspirations, obstacles that they face, their journey. And so he talked to 2 creatives this week. He talked to DJ Ice Cold, who is a fantastic DJ from this area. He also talked to McGee McIlvaine, who is a documentary filmmaker from this area, and he's originally from Africa, and so he's done a bunch of documentaries on the effect of hip hop in African cultures. So he did one called Democracy in Dakar, where he actually went to Senegal and interviewed hip hop producers and the youth and figured out how hip hop was influencing the culture there, which is super, super cool. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.